So whenever I see these types of inequalities, I will move all the terms to one side because we can't really never do cross multiplication because we don't really know whether these terms are positive or negative. So the safest thing is to just bring all the terms to one side and make it greater than 0. I also like to have it in greater than 0, so it's just easier to visualize as opposed to less than. And that's actually why a lot of these questions will intentionally give you as less than. So the first thing is to combine these terms and see if something simplifies. So we'll be cross multiplying these. So xy plus 3y and then minus xy plus 3x. So you'll see these two terms drop out. I factor a 3 and we end up with this form. So this is our given condition. Now, some of you can use kind of the answer choices and you can play with it. I mean, for example, we can look at y is greater than 10, this point here. So let's say y is here. It's clearly positive. Now, if I examine each of these terms, the denominator, y is positive. Y minus 3 is also positive. And y, of course, is positive. And so for this to, we know that x plus y has to be positive because this denominator is positive. So that's the condition coming from this equation that we're given. And you will see that that means that x is, we'll move the y to the other, x to the other side because we're trying to match it with this guy. So we get minus x is less than y. This is kind of the opposite. Right? So we can eliminate that. So you could partially kind of do that. Sometimes I will just use some of the, see if I can eliminate some of the answer choices, but I will also look at that, okay, so what about if y was negative? So we're looking at, if this is a number line, we're looking here, and I will go and examine these different pieces. So if y is negative, that's negative. Y minus 3 will also be negative. The product is positive. That means x plus y has to be positive if y is less than 0. So that means y is greater than minus x. I just moved the x to the other, or minus x is less than y. And if you look at the answer choices D, that's exactly what they have. So I have my answer, and I'm done at this point. Now you could also try plugging in numbers to negate it. That's one way to do this question would be, is you find a number that satisfies this condition, and then you test if that works or not. Because if you could find a case here that satisfies those conditions and it doesn't work here, that means that one can be eliminated. So that can be a little bit time consuming, but if you can't make progress in this direction, then that's what I would do. So to summarize, the answer is D.